We'll definitely see if that reach and height advantage plays into his favor as we get ready for this welterweight showdown. Keith Jeffrey in the camouflage trunks, Kevin Harowitz in the dark gray, I want to say charcoal trunks. Round number 1 here of 3 in this welterweight battle. And both fighters again just feeling each other out. Harowitz charging in. There you go.
Great job.
And like you said, perhaps Kevin might be the aggressor here.
It takes a lot for a shorter fighter to get inside. You gotta pay daily for that real estate. So
you see that a lot in the heavyweight division with the Klitschko brothers fighting 6'1" fighters, giving up 6 inches. It's tremendous, the height advantage that those fighters have working for them, and they just eat jabs all night. And we'll see if Harowitz can do what a lot of those guys can't do and get inside on Keith Jeffrey.
He's just he's pushing him to his right-hand side, which is great, walking away from Horowitz's power and coming to his right. Those overhands is what Horowitz wants to throw. He's really got to leap in with them, try to get up top. Nice knee.
And, you know, he may eat a lot of those knees trying to reach forward, Scott, and land those right hands. I think when he leans in, he just leaves that whole front of his body open. And Keith, being a very smart fighter, knows what to do, and he just got one straight up the barrel right there and caught Harowitz.
Unfortunately for us short guys, the tall guys don't have to lift their foot that far off the canvas to hit us with the knee.
And we'll see if it makes Harowitz a bit tentative to come inside. I don't think he will certainly shy away from that.
I'd like to see Keith feint some jabs, put some jabs out there to find his range rather than wait for him to come in. Horowitz just get nice aggressive, step out, rear leg kick. There's the shot. Now Keith goes for the takedown off the cage. Nice knee on the inside.
You're right. He
nice
really
short right hands inside.
Knees,
no, they don't have
that right.
There's a nice one that ate him. His mouthpiece almost popped out off that one. Keith with some nice knees. See, again, if you notice, you know, Keith looked for where the cage was. Looked over his shoulder. How much farther do I have to go back? You know, he's very relaxed in there.
Very aware of his surroundings.
Fighter savvy.
2.5 to go here in round number 1. Keith Jeffrey, Kevin Harowitz in the welterweight division.
Kevin's just leaping in with those punches, trying to, you know, just trying to do anything he can to get inside. Keith's got an over-under, and he's going to control that cage, and then he just walks right off it. Well done.
We'll see if Keith can use Horowitz's aggressiveness against him.
Oh, nice overhand right.
He drops Jeffrey momentarily. He does pop right back up, but he caught him there with that big overhand right.
And that's on the break, and you always got to prepare. Nice knee to the body that just brought him down.
You always got to keep your hands up at all times. And,
even on the breaks, you know, guys are really good fighters. You see it in boxing all the time where, you know, they purposely disengage so they can get a little distance and open up on some punches.
Very savvy move by Harowitz.
Good knees on the inside. This is a tough pace they're setting here, just moving back and forth. This takes a lot of energy. Nice right hand again, a little short, but on the exit.
1 minute to go in round number 1. Keith Jeffrey, Kevin Harowitz. And Harowitz so far holding his own against the taller opponent.
Doing very well with it and doing what you need to do. You have to, unfortunately, you pay daily for that real estate.
Absolutely.
And when you get inside, you don't want to give it up. You work too hard to get there. And Harowitz, nice outside leg kick. He went to southpaw. Something he sees there at lefty is saying this.
And good to see him using the kicks as well, because it may just be difficult to try to be
range-finders. Nice uppercut off that. Those inside legs, even if they don't tender you up, they're range-finders for you. You can tell where your foot is, and it's a short step where your hands come behind it.
Final 30 seconds of round number 1, Kevin Harowitz and Keith Jeffrey. Harowitz now has Jeffrey pressed against the cage a bit. Jeffrey going for a late takedown here, if he can.
It looks like it's going the other way. It looks like Harowitz is going to go for that late takedown. He might just get it. Keith's looking to reverse him here. and he can. A nice job. Keith brought him under. Now he has side control, and he's really putting those punches down. That's a great battle those two guys just did for inches. That was a great job.
Absolutely. Great finish by Keith Jeffrey at the end of round number 1, just dropping in those lefts and rights and just kind of adding up some points right there at the end. And when you get a close round like that one was, you can sometimes steal it in the final 10 or 15. So we'll see how that one will be scored later on. If this
Kevin did a great job looking for that wizard to get him down. And when Keith wouldn't go all the way, Keith, it's just a matter of inches. He switches his hips just a little bit, adds a little pressure up top, and he's able to stop that reverse and actually catch that side position. And he did a nice job of throwing underneath the fighter. A lot of guys cover their heads to protect their sides, but Keith was smart to come underneath. And then Kevin, nice escape at the end of it. It was a very even round.
It was. It's a very good showing so far by Kevin Horwitz, who I think is coming in here as an underdog, certainly, and coming in as a shorter fighter, giving up the height disadvantage. But he has held his own here against Keith Jeffrey, not afraid to try to go inside. He's taken some chances. He's paid for some of those chances he's taken, but here he is still standing going into round number 2. So the second of 3 between Kevin Horwitz and Keith Sonic Boom Jeffrey. We've got to keep mentioning that nickname as often as possible. We'll see if he can unleash one of those sonic booms at some point in this fight. But you definitely see the resemblance to that Street Fighter character. It is striking. All right, round number 2 underway. Keith Jeffrey, Kevin Horwitz. Jeffrey kind of leaping in.
Yeah, there's a flying knee of sorts he thought he was going to throw, and now he's looking for the takedown. I don't know what there's something in the cage. I don't know if that's a mouthpiece or a bottle cap.
It looks like a bottle cap. I don't know if somebody.
Yeah, the referee's get nice takedown by Keith. The referee should get his hands on that.
Kick that out of the cage. I think he just did.
That's good job. Kevin has Jeffries in full guard right now, and Keith's going to start to work. Horwitz is trying to put his feet on his hips to try to just create a little space.
Yeah.
And Keith just stacked him to pass. Great job position. Now he got his back. He's looking to get a hook in here. Keith will just sit right down on this. Yeah.
He can really wear him down here, and he's got 4 minutes to go, Scott. A lot of time.
Plenty of time. Horwitz doing a good job defending the wrist right here. And he brings his right hand up as Keith's trying to go around his neck with that.
Nice counters by Horwitz just to back Jeffrey off a bit.
Yeah, it kind of makes you defend something. That's the idea of it. I'm more concerned with getting choked out, especially with somebody with Keith's stature, a Baril purple belt.
You see Keith alternating between that left and right arm, trying to get something underneath.
And you see what he's doing now? He's using his leg to trap that hand a la BJ Penn.
Smart move. 3.5 to go. Round number 2. Keith Jeffrey in control so far here in this second round. And we'll see what he does. We'll see what opens up.
He's still attacking the rear naked. He's just trying to, throws a couple of punches, maybe can soften him up a little bit.
Landed a nice short left right there. It stuns Horwitz.
Horwitz is doing a really good job, with somebody on his back, controlling the wrists, trying to make that turnaround.
He's certainly tough to keep down.
Now he's got both hooks in. Keith's got both hooks in. He's going to look to flatten him out here. Horwitz is looking to shuck him, just kind of, let him get a little too far. Keith's doing a good job of now sitting back down so he doesn't slide off his back. Horwitz is doing an excellent job defending this. Back up to his feet. He's going to look to turn around inside now.
Certainly going to be a little frustrating from Keith's perspective, although he's landing and controlling this fight. Just can't seem to get that hook in there or get the choke.
There's a great job there. They dropped and rolled right back into it. This is where Keith is tenacious. This is his world. He enjoys the ground like this. Horwitz is doing a great job. He really needs to, he's got his chin tucked. He needs to keep control of those wrists and do exactly what he just did. Create a scramble, get back up.
Well, it certainly is reflective in the records that this is where he likes to be. 4 submissions in his 5 victories. So this is a certainly familiar position for Keith Jeffrey. Still sneaking in those right hands, those short rights. Doing a good job of staying aggressive in this position. 2 minutes to go in round number 2. Still plenty of time.
Keith, you just want him to keep defending. You want to attack the choke, and if you get stopped like that, you want to do something else and attack from a different angle. This is where Keith gets an under, so he does a great job of Horwitz reversing that right off his back. Fantastic job. No easy task.
Horwitz back on his feet. A great job of survival for about 2 minutes right there, and like you said, to get back on his feet. 1.5 to go, and now the fighters separate. So credit to Horwitz. He comes in with a big overhand right that just grazes the side of Jeffrey's temple.
Oh, he looked for a jiu-jitsu hip toss there. I mean, excuse me, a judo hip toss, and a little unsuccessful. Ooh, he eats a straight left for his trouble there.
Action-packed round so far in round number 2. 1 minute to go. Horowitz making his charge.
And that's exhausting what those guys did, you know, the 2 minutes plus of grappling and attacking chokes and defending chokes. So I'm quite sure these guys are looking to
you can certainly see it too here. And it has set in here at the end of round number 2.
Horowitz did a nice job reversing, you know, Keith on the cage, and Keith's doing great trying to maintain him. You know, Horowitz has a lower center of gravity and a nice job. He went for the hip toss again, and Keith stepped out, creating that space.
Great job again, like you said, Jeffrey getting Horowitz back down on his back. 30 seconds to go.
Look at the pass from half guard into mount here. He dropped that knee to the canvas. He's got to get that foot free. Now he has one hook in right off the bat when he rolled. Now he got both hooks in, and
almost got that left arm under.
He's teeter-tottering between his back and his belly, just defending. If you have the energy to do it. And again, we're right back where we were earlier with Keith having Horace's back.
Well, that's going to do it for round number 2. A strong round for Keith Jeffrey. If anything, Kevin Horowitz is a survivor. Jeffrey, the aggressor, obviously, from the get-go. And just by keeping him in that position did not allow Horowitz to really do anything to rack up points. So a very strong showing there by Jeffrey in round number 2.
He showed great defense. You know, Keith put a lot of pressure on him, attacking his back and the rear naked choke. Fantastic composure, rode it out, and Keith's a strong guy. You know, and he's very talented on his back, so that took a lot of effort on Kevin's part to get it back to his feet.
Keith getting some instruction from his brother Pete Jeffrey, who we previously mentioned during the introduction, choked out Saul Almeida at this very venue here in September of 2010, and that was the debut of CES MMA. It was a big win for Pete Jeffrey, and still the first and only loss of Saul Almeida's career. We're going to talk about that later on too when Almeida does fight. It was sort of a turning point in his career. So we'll see if Pete Jeffrey has any advice for his brother on how to pull off a similar move here in this third and final round. Kevin Horowitz, however, is tough in defensive mode and very tough to take down and finish off. Horowitz has done a very nice job here. Keith Jeffrey, again.
Well, he's letting his hands go, and he's making Keith respect that overhand right, and here's the punches. And this is where Keith has an advantage in his reach. Flying knee attempt again, and missed with the knee. Horowitz looking for that takedown.
It's tough on that flying knee. If you miss that, you momentarily leave yourself open when you're coming in, and Horowitz almost
you leave yourself very open,
yeah.
and it's you're totally exposed on that. You have to get yourself back on the ground, back in a position, and defend the takedown like Keith's trying to do now. But Kevin's looking. He gave up that single. He was looking for a single on the cage. Keith's working to reverse now, get his back off the cage, get to the. Nice job. Now his back's to the middle of the cage. Keith attacking the single. Great takedown.
A takedown for Keith Jeffrey. 4 minutes to go in the third and final round.
Nice short elbows inside. Like you were saying earlier, Mike, you had mentioned that going to the body can soften somebody up and makes you move your hands. And you can't posture very well and throw a punch from that position, but you sure can't throw an elbow. And
exactly.
You saw what that Kevin's reaction was to that short elbow.
Jeffrey trying to land some rights, but Horowitz very elusive on the ground, Scott.
He's attacking when he's on the ground, which forces your opponent to defend. Can't see there he goes. He looks like he's got that rear naked sunk.
And he does. It's that.
Very nice job rolling into that.
And just in a moment's notice, as soon as he got that choke in, Kevin Horowitz had enough. He taps out here in the third and final round. A great finish for Keith Jeffrey.
Right there at the end, you saw that way. He just basically, if we could see that again, he inserts one foot inside, the right hand's already on the neck, and he rolls to get him off the cage so he can arch his back.